Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dylan Jarris. I am an Etsy shop owner of 6.5 years. My sales on Etsy are $1.3 million, and my whole background is in e-commerce. I worked for Zappos, which is owned by Amazon. I worked for Zulily, the flash sale site. My whole education is in business and marketing, and now I teach other Etsy shops how to build multi-six-figure shops. Some of my students are just starting Etsy shops, but they need to make that multi-six figures. Some of my students were making multi-six figures, and then their shops started to slip. They started to lose traction, so we're working on getting that back. I work with a whole range of students and shops with different levels of success and experience, but everyone I work with, everyone's motivation is to get to that multi-six-figure level. So if you're interested in my help for that, definitely check out the link below where you can schedule a call with me. It's a free call. You're actually talking to me. It's not like some recorded webinar or something. And we just talk a little bit about what you are looking to do with Etsy. We talk about your goals, and then I can share more about what the program entails and how that might be able to help you. So that link is below if you are interested in my help. But today, in today's video, we are going to talk about something very, very important, and that is about driving up your average order value. Now, a lot of people, when they're starting their Etsy shops, they're thinking, okay, what can I make? What can I sell? What do I know how to do? We really don't want to start with that point. We want to start with 1, choosing our profitable customer, and then 2, choosing the profitable product mix to sell to them. We really only need to start with one product idea. But the key here is that we're choosing the customer first, the product second, and there are 7 types of products that I recommend having within your shop, within your product mix, to help you grow and scale to that multi-six figures faster. Something we're going to talk about today has to do with your average order value and selling higher price point items, because when you are selling higher price point items, your sales, your overall revenue is going to climb so much higher, so much faster. Let's say you want to sell 30 grand a month on Etsy. It's a lot easier to sell $300 items to 100 people than it is to sell $5 items to 6,000 people, right? That's a lot of customers, a lot of customer service touch points. If you want to make a lot of money on Etsy, we've got to keep our eye on the ball, and that ball right now is your average order value. Today, I'm going to give you 15 product ideas that you can sell on Etsy that are over that $100 average order value. So remember, we're starting with the customer. We're choosing the customer. We're saying, okay, what does this customer spend $100 or more on? What of those things can I offer them? So we're going to jump right into it. I'm very straight to the point, no fluff. First idea is duvet sets. Now, I'm not talking about print on demand, right? We're talking about high quality duvet sets. If you don't know how to sew, find an inexpensive seamstress or someone who you could outsource this to. Duvet cover sets are almost always over $100. Number 2 is for digital shops. I recommend bundling everything in your shop into one listing and selling it for $100. Now remember, you're going to need to update this listing as you add more items into your shop. So just make sure that you update the download that they receive. I think every digital shop should have a listing that bundles together everything in their shop. And that's a really great way to get orders that are over $100. Number 3, adult Halloween costumes. Now, I'm not getting weird here and being like adult Halloween costumes. I just mean adult Halloween costumes, especially like his and her Halloween costumes, maybe family Halloween costume sets. That would be great. People who are over the age of 18, a lot of times they go one of 2 ways. Option 1, they'll find what they have in their closet, try to throw something together that's like a Halloween costume. Or number 2, they will just buy something that's ready-made, what has all the accessories with it, that's ready to go. And oftentimes for adults, that's over $100. The 4th product idea for a product over $100 on Etsy would be a silk flower wedding bouquet. Wedding bouquets are something that people are always going to be spending more than $100 on. Because remember, we want to think, okay, what's the alternative to the product I'm offering? What is the price of that alternative? The price of a fresh flower wedding bouquet is oftentimes much higher than $100. Most brides are ready and willing to spend at least $100 on a bouquet. You don't need to even do customization here. You could do something like offering a white, an off-white, and maybe a blush bouquet, and then maybe you charge 50% more for customization, for a custom bouquet. Number 5, no one's gonna guess this one, dining table legs. These run about $100 to $200 for a set of 4. Now, the reason I love this idea is because because dining table legs are a lot easier to ship than a table itself. And you could literally offer maybe 5 different styles of dining table legs, maybe 20 different finishes, right? Between the paint colors and the stain options. So that alone could be 100 different listings in your shop. I love this idea, dining table legs. You could literally have the 5 different sets of legs, have them made to order, so you really don't need to carry that much inventory. And it's a really high price point item. Number 6, custom footwear. I'm talking about like painted sneakers, maybe bedazzled kind of rhinestone footwear, custom footwear. This is going to run over $100 easily, especially people who love their shoes are going to be willing to pay for that. Number 7, sets of bridesmaids gifts or groomsmen gifts. Now this is easily going to be over $100. Couples who are getting married know that they're going to be spending a minimum of $100 on gifts for bridesmaids and groomsmen. So if you can sell a set, maybe a set of 5 would be a good starting point. Set of 5 groomsmen gifts or set of 5 bridesmaid gifts. You could easily price that between $100 to $200, and that's a great way to get your average order value up higher. The next idea I have for you is something that is a wedding gift, and for this I'm thinking about personalized cutting board. Make sure to use the keyword charcuterie board as well in a listing if you're going that route. Something maybe wood engraved, maybe with resin. Just make sure it's a lot different than the competition, because this is a competitive area, but there's still room for differentiation. Most people are expecting to spend around $100 on a gift for the bride and groom. People are always looking for alternatives to kind of the boring wedding registry product route. A lot of times they're looking to Etsy for a solution for this type of gifting situation. So if you can offer personalized products in your shop that are the perfect wedding gifts, this would be a great price point for you, $100 or more. You could do, $100 to $200 options. Highly recommend trying to serve that customer in your shop. Number 9, okay, this one is interesting. It's bridal separates. Now, with this, I'm thinking about separates or jumpsuit, something that the bride is wearing either maybe at her reception. It could be even at a bridal shower or at an engagement party. Maybe it's at a city hall wedding, situation where a bride isn't wanting to do, the full wedding dress, something to wear to one of, those wedding related events. Maybe you're thinking, oh my gosh, I don't sew. What am I going to do here? What are you expecting? I don't know how to do anything. This could be something where you play in the handmade category through alteration. I teach you step by step how to do this. A lot of people don't even think about this as a way to be in the handmade category, but there's so much you can do. And it's a great way to get into that highly profitable category on Etsy. But anyways, bridal separates, almost always over $100 for the price point. And it's something that if I was starting over and I was looking for high price point items to have in my shop, I would totally look into this. Number 10 is leather laptop bags. I'm not talking about anything customized here. I'm just talking about simple leather, high quality leather bags, something that's timeless. So this is a great high price point item that sells year round. So these are great, Christmas gifts, graduation gifts, new job gifts, Mother's Day gifts, birthday gifts, like people buying them for themselves. High quality, simple, timeless leather laptop bags or totes are a really great high price point item. I would totally look into this, especially if you have any kind of local wholesale opportunities near you. Oh my goodness. I love the idea of building a business around something that is timeless, that is not seasonal, that's high quality and high price point. It really hits the nail on the head with so many areas that I would definitely look into this for high price point items. Number 11 are rugs. I'm not talking about like cheap rugs, the ones where you roll them out and they roll right back up, right? Because they're so thin and coiled up straight from overseas. I'm talking about something that's high quality, maybe locally sourced, maybe sourced worldwide, but high quality. You could also see what your local wholesale opportunities are here. Local would be actually ideal due to the inventory issue and storing inventory, investing cash flow in inventory. You don't want to tie up too much cash, especially since rugs oftentimes come in many sizes. But rugs are a really great high price point item. People are used to spending $100 to $2,000 on this type of item. They're expecting to spend that much. They're budgeting for that much. This is also something that people tend to buy maybe more often than furniture. A lot of times people are more likely to replace a rug than they are to replace maybe their sofa. Rugs are a really great high price point item that I would look into if you are in that home decor space. Number 12 is home address signage. Now you could go so many ways with this, but this is a personalized item. So it's a higher price point item due to the customization factor. And these run, $100 to $500 on Etsy. These could be rocks or stones that you kind of put at the edge of your driveway or maybe in the garden that have your house number on it. But this could also be, mailboxes, right? It could be the mailboxes that go into the ground, or it could just be the mailboxes, the smaller ones that attach to kind of the front of the house that have a house number on it. You could go so many different ways with these. People are willing to pay for this. It's a home expense, especially the exterior of their home. People are willing to put money into that. Maybe another idea could be a wreath with a house number kind of built into it. A lot of times people will have a wreath that says welcome, but what if you had a wreath that said the house number? You can charge more for that customization. That would be a great idea, that if I was selling wreaths in my shop, 100% I would offer that. 100% I would add that in. You're giving that wreath more utility than maybe it had to begin with. It's becoming home signage for their house. I would totally do that if I was making wreaths. This is a great high price point item. Number 13, Montessori kind of play gym, climbing gym type of things that are self-assembled. So this is where the customer is assembling it. So you ship it unassembled, provide some instruction, and they assemble it. The great part about this is that oftentimes this aesthetic requires no finishing on the wood. So you don't have to paint the wood, you don't have to stain it. It's oftentimes kind of raw, unfinished wood. This is a great high price point item, super popular, especially for, Christmas giving type of situations. Number 14 is handmade doll sets. You could really charge more for customization here if you want to. And you don't have to customize a lot. Maybe you could just customize the hair color of the doll or the skin tone of the doll. That would be a great way to offer customization, just those two elements. Maybe you could also offer a size customization. I've seen so many handmade doll sets where they have a few different sizes together, like a little family of dolls, maybe something like that. This is a high price point item. People are willing to pay for high quality handmade doll sets. Something else I've noticed for this is that a lot of these items, a lot of these listings and these sellers are from overseas. There does seem to be a big hole in the opportunity in the US for this type of a product and this type of a seller. That's something I would definitely look at. $100 to $250, depending on how many pieces are included. It'd be a great way to drive up your average order value. Number 15, the last idea I have here is something for my digital product shops. This would be a small business bundle. This is something for entrepreneurs, small businesses. It would cover everything from like bookkeeping, worksheets, spreadsheets, to pricing, calculators, spreadsheets, planning templates, forecasting templates, maybe an all-in-one type of financial planning service for entrepreneurs, maybe like a retirement planning worksheet, stuff like that. If you are someone who is doing that for yourself, maybe ask yourself, how could I turn these templates that I'm using for myself personally into a bundle for my customers and sell it as a bundle? You can definitely sell that for over $100. Remember, when you're selling things to other businesses, tools to help them make more money or to manage their money better, you can charge more. So I hope this was helpful. Remember, if you want to make a lot of money on Etsy, keep your eye on the ball, and that ball is getting your average order value up as high as possible. You're going to make a lot of money a lot faster that way. If you need help, this is my expertise. This is what I do for myself and for my students. I would love to talk to you. Book a call below and I can share more about my training. We can talk about your problems you're facing in your shop, what your roadblocks are, what your vision is, what your goals are financially for your shop, where you want to take things, and I can share more about the program and how that can help you get there. So if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell notification so that you get notified when I put up a new video. Otherwise, you can find me on Instagram at Dylan Jaris, and I will see you in the next video.